Welcome back. You're watching the Build Day TV, and I'm Christina Marie, your host at Access Humboldt. And today we are making over 240 minutes of impact with missions and needs statements from our local nonprofits of Humboldt County. I'm here with Kara Randolph and KMUD. Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I just, I'm so happy because you're already partnered with us in so many ways. We have such a great relationship, and now I get to brag about you on the Build Day TV. So win-win. Thank you. So yeah, strange times for nonprofit radio.
Yes, media in general.
Right.
Yeah.
So please tell me about their mission. Let's start with that.
Sure. Our mission is to empower, educate, and entertain our community while uplifting the diverse voices that our community holds and represents. Providing a platform for people to come and share those opinions. It's, a community station, so we're open to, you know, almost any community member as long as, they don't have hateful speech and
Keep it somewhat
keep it somewhat professional. I mean, we're a bunch of rebels and we're not really professional, but we do, have a very strong stance against racism. But otherwise, pretty open for diverse voices.
Excellent. And you have a really robust history. Tell me about those good old days with the truckers.
Yeah, so I'm new to KMUD. I've only been there for 7 months, but I've been a loyal fan for over 20 years. And the early days, it was founded in 1987, and it was really heavily influenced by the cannabis industry and reporting on where the cops were going to come to next to do the raids, and just kind of supporting the community and letting people know. And volunteer time and energy was flowing, and we were really lucky to have such a robust and supportive foundation.
Right. And then fast forward today, we have ice raids and yeah, what are the challenges of the day?
Yeah, well, it's harder to report on some of that stuff because we are scrutinized in a whole nother way. A lot of public media is getting, punished or threatened by reporting on certain issues. So we still want to be able to be the activists and community members that we are and share that information without threatening our existence. It's a little delicate, I would say, more so, but we're still doing it. We're still out there and sharing those opinions that may be controversial to some, but necessary to bring us all together.
Well, I mean, think like, you're in so humble, right?
Yeah.
And it's by the people for the people. So, I mean, you are a representative of pretty much all voices already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's something that you really want the audience at home to know about your productions, your programming?
Well, what I find really unique, because I've been involved in a lot of other stations and I've never had the audience engagement that KMUD has. Like, it really feels like we are people's friends. There's a lot of isolated people in the rural areas, and KMUD has been a lifeline for them. They know the DJs, they know when there's an emergency, they can tune in and figure out what's going on. They can call a random time and just chat with whoever's on there. And, that's hard to find. It's hard to find live DJs that will answer the call. And, even if you just want to share a poem or need to feel better for the day or have a song request, I mean, we get it all.
You guys have like a cult following.
It's true.
Like when I'm also new to the region, and the first thing they told me is, oh, on the way over, you have to listen to Kanga. And I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's an odd thing to say." Okay, I'll tune in, And then, of course, I discovered the joy of K-Mug, and I can see why you have a cult following. Um, how does a cult stay sustainable?
Well, we're figuring that out. It is evolving, and we are making a larger presence in Northern Humboldt is one of our plans to be sustainable, and we're starting a collaboration with Humboldt Hot Air to have a studio in Arcata. A lot of our programmers have moved up here. They used to be down there, as well as being able to recruit new volunteers would be a little bit easier. It's just more people.
Yeah.
And and just getting some new voices and some fresh shows and more opportunity.
Yeah. Do you do any fundraisers, or do you just get like federal funding? Like how is your funding source?
Well, we apply for lots of grants. We get federal funding through CTB as of now, and we do fundraisers. We have our block party coming up on May 17th. So Pride at the end of June, last week of June.
Tell me about this block.
Oh, it's super exciting. We have a great lineup, very diverse bands. We have a Ticket to Ride, which is a Beatles cover band, Checkers Past, which is a ska band. Space Urchins, which is just a really cool name, which is some local KMUD programmers that play some fun alternative music. We have Zero Star Child playing some hip hop, reggae, folk infused tunes. Hera Has a Heart does a one woman opera and folk rock, I guess folk rock opera. It's just phenomenal. We have a puppet show, a circus group coming, so stuff for the kids.
This is wild.
Yeah, all free.
What's the address? Where?
It is at KMUD Studios in Redway.
Oh, in Redway. Okay.
Yeah, we block the street off. We have vendors, so it's like a little mini festival.
And more information could be found at kmud.org.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. I am going there
Yeah.
after this interview.
Yeah. Starts at noon, and that's when we have the Garberville Town Band is going to kick it off for us, and then we have a puppet show. So any families who want to come, we highly recommend they get there before 1.
So you said you had another event that you do.
We do Silcom Pride.
Silcom Pride.
Yes.
Any thoughts?
So this will be the 3rd year. Our news director, Warren, has been a huge force making that happen, recruiting volunteers from all different organizations. So it's a real group effort.
Yeah.
Clear Humboldt has helped sponsor a lot of that. And people have also provided some sponsorship.
Yeah.
And it'll be at the Mateel, all ages for the most of it. And then late night, I think around 8, we have a 18 plus drag show and after party.
Awesome. That sounds like radical freedom of expression right there.
Yeah, it's fun. It's much needed in Southern Humboldt and a great way to get people to visit.
It sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see how passionate you are, and you know, what brings you joy at the end of the day, especially in these troubling times.
I feel like I can be my authentic self, which is hard to be as a radical, queer, feminist outlaw person in a lot of professional settings. And I feel like all of that is celebrated there. And it's really good to be able to use all my professional skills, but still not have to hide who I am. And everyone is so unique, and it's great. It's celebrated. It's not like, oh, let's all be the same. Hide on it.
That's why I love Humboldt. It's one of the reasons that drew me here, because there's a lot of live and let live culture.
Yeah.
You know, no one's trying to really oppress each other or force their religion onto somebody else or force their little belief or their politics. It's just like, you do you, I'm going to do me, and not agree.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're allowed to exist and be seen,
Yeah.
which is great about this county. You know, I didn't know it was going to be that way when I moved here.
No, it's a interesting hybrid.
Yeah, I really enjoy it here.
And then besides like what I personally get out of it too, I feel like I'm doing good work.
Yeah.
Elevate voices. Been a DJ for 25 years, so getting to incorporate that into it also is just like, this was
Dream job.
meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to be partnering with us for the Bold Day of Giving. Do you have a giving goal this year?
Well, I would say 50K.
That's a good goal. Yeah. And then as far as like volunteerism goes, do you have any volunteer needs at the station?
We do. We always love our volunteers. All of our shows are ran by volunteers, the programmers, the engineers, all community members. We will train you if you want to get on air and you just want to help out. You can come and pull some weeds or answer the phones, or maybe I should some more fun jobs. Organize the music library if you like that kind of stuff. just hang out and meet all of the people and let the community know about us, spread the word. Since we're looking to table a lot more events this upcoming year, so it always needs help, especially people up here, because a lot of us are based in Southern Humboldt, except for myself. So getting some more volunteers up here.
Yeah. So I'm sure all that information could be found at kmud.org. And we're about 30 seconds out. In just a couple of words, how would you describe KMUD?
Oh, radical, empowering, entertaining, eclectic, one of a kind, and much needed.
And loud and proud.
And loud and proud.
And we love you for it. So thank you everyone for watching. This is the Bold Day of Television. We will be right back after these few messages from